The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. After naming Jacksonville Beach businessman Kevin Hogenkamp as the interim temporary city manager of Atlantic Beach on January 9th, the Atlantic Beach City Commission on Monday night removed interim from his title, and he will hold that position until a new permanent city manager can be named. The position became vacant when the commission terminated the employment of Nelson Van Leer at the January 9th meeting. After unanimously approving Hogenkamp as the temporary city manager, the commission entered into a discussion of how they will proceed in recruiting and hiring someone into the position on a permanent basis, a process that will take several months. The commission discussed holding a workshop to gain citizen input into whether they should use an outside search firm or conduct the search in-house. When Van Leer was hired, an outside firm was paid some $40,000 to conduct the search. However, Commissioner Blythe Waters said that input from residents would be more valuable in knowing what the city should look for in its CEO.
In terms of writing the job description, the RFP, whatever we put out, how we advertise this position, the language we use to describe what we're looking for a city manager to do, I think we maybe do want some citizen input on that process, that we aren't maybe the only people envisioning what their job is and describing it for you.
But Mayor Mitch Reeves said that the workshop will be where the commission comes to a consensus about how to proceed with the search. He added that the qualifications for the position should be firmed up at that meeting.
We don't want to narrow down that you have to have a master's to be our city manager. You could be a good city manager with a bachelor's degree, or you could be with maybe not one. I'm not saying not one, but we're looking for a different qualifications. And I think we just want a strong person that's the right person for our city.
That workshop was held Friday afternoon. Check back for more on theislandtimes.com. The Atlantic Beach Commission has approved a plan that would help shore up funding for its police pension plan. In many of the past several years, the Atlantic Beach Police Department has returned money to the general fund at the end of the fiscal year. The amounts have regularly ranged from between $200,000 and $400,000. Under the plan, the City Finance Director, Russell Caffey, would bring a resolution to the Commission at the end of each fiscal year for its approval to divert either $200,000 or 90% of the amount being returned to the general fund, whichever is less, to fund the police pension.
Currently, we're at 67% funded in the police pension fund. In the last 8 years, if we would have implemented this plan 8 years ago, we would be over 77% funded. So, and that was in some of the leanest years for the pension with some of the returns that we were getting. So that's just the best way that I could figure out to kind of draw the picture of what it would look like for this plan to be in place.
A bill has been introduced in the state legislature that would prevent small cities from joining the state's retirement system, which means cities are being left to their own resources for such pensions. Caffey also said the plan does not include the general employees pension because that plan is closed and the number of people participating in the plan is decreasing. The plan passed unanimously. Well, residents who wish to keep backyard hens in Atlantic Beach can now take part in a pilot program allowing up to 5 hens to be kept on private property. The hens would have to be kept in a chicken coop on the property, which has been a consistent issue for Commissioner John Stinson. He says the coops should be required to meet hurricane wind loads just like any other structure, such as a tool shed on a person's property.
I think we're creating a loophole that at some point in time we may end up regretting. You could dream up any eventuality, any possibility that might happen, but the wind starts blowing and a coop hits a house and we create some problems with that. Roof lifts off and lands on another house, and then our insurance company, as they're trying to defend us in this, says, well, you guys ignored your own code when you did this, so no, we're not paying, you get to pay. And I would like the commission to entertain the idea of requiring these to meet the same standards as a tool shed does.
Commissioner Jimmy Hill said that a chicken coop is a different kind of structure than a tool shed.
They generally are not as much windage based on the structure and the way they're made. They're just not a tool shed. They're something different. There is an enclosed area in many coops, but there's not a solid windage on all of them. They're a different, entirely different type of structure, and they tend to be a lighter construction. That was why I didn't focus as much on it. And I did see it, and I thought that might be a solution, but they're just really different buildings.
There were other concerns expressed, such as the noise and waste produced by the chickens, but the proponents on the commission said that a few backyard hens are not the same as a commercial chicken farm. Commissioner Hill also said that there are people who want to take more control of their food sources, and the eggs produced by the hens will allow them to do that. The ordinance was given final approval by the Commission 3-2, with Commissioner Stinson and Mayor Mitch Reeves voting no. The pilot program will be in effect for 2 years. Well, when we come back, there are a couple of job openings in Neptune Beach. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. USNS Spearhead, a military Sealift Command-operated expeditionary fast transport vessel with embarked civilian mariner crew and U.S. military personnel, recently arrived in Mayport to begin preparations for Continuing Promise 2017. Spearhead arrived in Mayport to conduct final preparations and a rehearsal of the Tent City setup. Tent City is the term given to the living environment that forces will see on the ground. It includes several tents for housing accommodations, as well as a mobile kitchen trailer for meals. This is the first time USNS Spearhead will be used to support the Continuing Promise mission. The 42nd Annual Winter Beach Run will be held Saturday at the Jacksonville Beach Seawalk Pavilion. There are 5- and 10-mile runs, as well as a post-race celebration at the pavilion. The race starts at 2 p.m., and there's also a 1-mile fun run for kids beginning at 2:05. The City of Neptune Beach is seeking an experienced information systems administrator. The administrator will institute protocols for the use of IT across departments and projects. The job requires working knowledge of Florida's public records and government in the Sunshine Laws as they relate to electronic record keeping and retention. A high school diploma or equivalent is required, and a minimum of 15 years of experience in the information technology field is highly desirable. And the City Council of Neptune Beach is seeking an experienced city clerk human resources coordinator. This position also requires a working knowledge of Florida's public records and government in the Sunshine Laws, along with advanced clerical and administrative experience. A current state of Florida municipal clerk designation is preferred but not required. A bachelor's degree in business administration or a related field and 3 years of experience in municipal government is preferred. An applicant may substitute 4 years of experience in public administration or a related field of public or private service in lieu of a 4-year degree.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
The National Weather Service says we can expect a chilly weekend and not much warmer early next week. Weekend highs will be in the 50s with lows falling into the 40s. Highs will recover into the low to mid-60s by the first part of next week, with lows staying in the 40s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.